I know where you're
One of
going
the
with
reasons
this.
I think Rattez was actually drunk when he was on the pitch because
Okay, this is a wrap up of round 7 in the top 14. And also, we'll have a look at Pro de Deux as well. Joe Worsley is alongside me. If you appreciate the content on the channel, remember to hit subscribe. Check out the live rugby coming this Thursday night. Valence Roman are hosting Argennes. Should be a cracker of a game. We'll be on air just before 8 o'clock for an 8 p.m. kickoff across the UK and Ireland. But round 7 of the top 14, Joe Worsley, it was a very eventful round of games. Some close ones, some blowouts, lots of talking points. Where do you want to start, mate?
Toulon. The Toulon game was an exciting game. Toulon looked like the team that were going to win the whole match. So Toulon the atmosphere there is always amazing. Pilou at the start, getting everyone going. Then Toulon off to a fly, got some good scores on the board. Racing actually scored the first try. Really nice Habosi offload. But then Toulon came back into it, and really they dominated the majority of the game after that. And it was more about keeping the bonus point than anything. And then Nonu pretty much made the bonus point safe. 43 years old and 4 months or something he is now. And he's still playing high-level rugby.
Extending his own record as the highest try scorer in top 14 rugby. That's his 3rd try of the season. It is it's unreal.
I can't believe he's still playing. He's only 5 years younger than me. It's incredible. I can't believe it. Anyway, Toulon are looking all right at home. They're a bit shaky. Last week they were pretty brutal. And they've come back and they put in a really good performance. Saran got wiped out and hurt his ribs. Hopefully he'll be fit because he's very important for that team. After that, we can rattle through some other matches. One of my favourite moments of the whole week, Montpellier beat Lyon quite convincingly, but
I know where you're going.
One of the reasons I think Rattez was actually drunk, pissed up when he was on the pitch because it's pretty much the own goal of all own goals that he's managed to put away.
Oh man, I'm just looking at it again. It's like, yeah, you're so right. It is like a charity game where everyone's just absolutely hammered it at half time. And
it's incredible.
He looks like, those games you used to play when you'd have a barbecue when you were a kid and you'd put a hockey stick on the floor and run around it 10 times. He looks like that.
It's like he can't pick the ball up and then can't stand up. Amazing. Just an amazing moment. Castres put Stade Français away. It was a little bit closer at the end, but they were quite well ahead. They scored some nice tries. Some launch plays offline. As soon as they go forward, their team's pretty deadly. They had to get a medical joker in, which is where you get enough injuries in your squad, you're allowed to invite a player in for at least 3 months. Hervé from Toulon's gone there at 10. He's a good player. And he's starting to do him proud. But yeah, they put some nice attacks together. They're a good attacking team. And they're able to score points at the moment. So they're getting more and more competitive. La Rochelle, Bottier rolling back the years. I'm not sure what age he is. He must be 37.
He had some big carries, didn't he?
Yeah, he did some amazing carries. He's renowned for his tackling and especially his jackling. But he used to be a centre when he first came to France. And he looked like a centre again when he just stepped the number 10 after he'd broken through the line on what was just a truck up for a ruck. So he managed to set up a try. Pretty epic from him. And then UBB put away Perpignan down in Perpignan. Another big defeat for Perpignan at home, but some nice moments. Jalibert and everyone who's fit was pretty much playing. So Penaud, Bibé, these guys are all playing. So again, they just scored some lovely tries as UBB can. As you can see in the video, some great aerial takes. As soon as there's loose ball or fast ball or chaos, bam, they just finish those tries off. Incredible.
And what's the name of that lad? Drault. I don't know how you say it. Drault. I don't know how to say that in French. Drault. How are you saying that?
D-A-R.
Drault. Dra. Okay. There you go.
Drought.
One of those. That guy. This new centre that they've spawned, who looks quite decent.
Yeah, it does look all right. But for me, the player I think about the most from the whole weekend, Capella, the Bayonne back row. I've been purring about him for a few weeks. Line out, ball carry, back row. He's incredible. He's really good. Like the first try he scored from a crossfield kick, his footwork as the players are trying to come and tackle him, and his gas to get away afterwards is phenomenal. He's amazing line out forward as well. But around the park, his ability to create opportunities and finish them is amazing. But listen, it wasn't just about an individual brilliance. Bayonne, but and pretty bloody good. Like off a launch play, Manu gets go forward. After that, they just play on top of that fast ball. Clermont can't slow them down. Just can't slow them down. They're putting players into gaps. No one can get their body in front. So the ball stays fast until Sagon just has a number of options and he passes it to the one who scores. So it's just a beautiful team move of a team that's playing and attacking with real fluidity, and they got physicality and the ability to play rugby. Sagon's still not Camille Lopez, but he's looking better and better. Huh? He's a player that's changed since leading Stade Français. Really enjoyed watching that game. Really enjoyed watching Capella. Watch that guy. Like
just on Esteban Capilla or Capilla.
Capella, eyes at ease.
6 eyes at ease are there. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
6 starts this season, 5 tries, and yeah, he has just torn it up. I wonder if with injuries, I know Charles Olivon has recently come back, which is great news. But that kind of line out loose forward, I wonder if there might be a French call up for this lad.
I honestly think there will be. He'll be involved in some way in that training group going forward. Because Olivon, Roumain, they're the kind of players that he's competing with. Roumain's really intelligent and line out calling. I'm not sure Capella if he's got line out calling in his pocket or not. If he's got that, I think Roumain better start looking over the shoulder. People like Woki be even a step back further again, because this guy's coming in. Physically, I'm not sure yet. Haven't seen him play enough, maybe to judge him physically. But as a outside back row, just can sit there and just create and score amazing tries. On top of that, kick off, line out, do a great job. He's
in that kind of edge forward role, you could see him.
For sure,
doing great.
Damn right. He was awesome, but the greatest game of the weekend, I think, is probably the Po game. Po are showing kahunas. They're really koya, we could say it in French. They are really, really stepping up this year in terms of belief, in terms of physicality. Toulouse started off well, 14 points, playing the Toulouse way, get fast ball, just play on top of it until they score. But for the rest of the game, Po got back into them. They defended hard enough to get some turnovers and create opportunities behind that. Yep, they're a bit lucky. Toulouse coughed up 2 kickoffs, which led to tries. So a touch a lot there. But also, Po had an amazing try disallowed. From an incredible take from Arfoy, who looks like the boy as well. Let's watch him. He could go places. Pass to our friend Becca Gilgodze, and who did some footwork and incredible offload to Issa, who for a powerful back row, just nailed it and finished it off. I think it got disallowed for an infringement. Someone short-armed someone in the face before that, unfortunately. So the ref went back, gave a penalty to Toulouse. But even then, despite the disappointment of that being disallowed, Po stayed in the fight, stayed in the arm wrestle. And at the end, they got a more collapsed pick up over the line, and the whole place went nuts. I think it's incredible how much the people are into the rugby in France. You just look at the crowd there; they're just literally going nuts. So happy.
What's also very cool, you talked about the kind of guts and grit of Section Paloise, and they did that. Like Joe Simmons has been fantastic this year. He hobbles off injured, and they still kind of adjust and win, and that's a sign of a team that are going places when they've got that confidence in the next cab off the rank. And yeah, it was so much fun to watch. I was watching that one on Saturday night, absolutely loving it.
Yeah, it was just a wonderful game.
Yeah, it was great, and it is just a shame that ridiculous dummy from Issa before he stepped, it's one of those like what was called back and not allowed. But yeah, cracking team, really, really good. In terms of the fixtures for round 8, I am looking at that game in Montauban.
Yeah, you were excited about that a few weeks ago. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. Huh?
I mean, last week I said it's the first time that the top 14's ever had 2 teams without a win after 6 games. That's been extended. There's now 2 teams without a win after 7. Montauban have 3 points. Perpignan's still on 0. They play each other, and if Montauban opened up a 7 or 8 point gap on Perpy, they'll start to get twitchy, won't they? Well, twitchier.
Yeah, twitchier. I think they're probably still quite confident that when, for example, they've got 2 injuries at number 10, which is they're really struggling for direction. So when people come back or they sign a medical joker they like, then maybe they give them more direction. They start to get more attacking tries over the line. The territory game would be better. But yeah, it goes to 7 points. People do get twitchier and they get emotional, and the pressure can cause issues. Still a long way to go, guys. Still a long way to go in the season, and basically, I think I don't know. It'd be tough to see. I don't know, 3 or 4 wins behind whoever's in 12th now. I can't remember who's in 12th. So that's already a tough ask getting back to that.
Clermont at the minute. Clermont from La Rochelle, from Lyon, from Montpellier. It's all really tight.
It's all really tight. So if they get a couple of wins under their belt, get back to that. But they're a long way off that at the moment. They're a long way off. They're really struggling to win territory, to get into the opposition half, to stop the opposition getting in their 22. The stats are really low. So they need to work hard this season to get any chance. And obviously, Montauban's going to be a big battle. Sapiac's a small but passionate stadium.
And it's kind of like the last year's semi-finals. Saturday night, Bordeaux-Bègles. So it's the same teams that were in the top 4, Bordeaux-Bègles and Toulouse-Toulon, which are the late games on Saturday and Sunday night, which are pretty tasty as well. Do you know what the deal is with the French international players for this game? Will they be full bore for the most part? Like Galtier can't pull all the French players out, can he?
I think he can the week before.
Yeah,
I think
that'll be one to watch. We'll see. But quickly casting our eye over a Pro de Deux, some interesting results. It wasn't just the defeat for Brive; it was the score, that 41-10 away at Agen. Whatever Brive team gets selected, you don't expect that scoreline.
We had talked about GIF. We talked about GIF, didn't we? So for everyone back home, I'm going to go into GIF again and talk about GIF with you. GIF was one of the creations around top 14 in Pro de Deux between 2010 and 2015, where they put some foundations down for the league that they've grown from. Wage cap, so the league's competitive, everyone's got the same salary, apart from a few differences. You've got loads of French players. Budget controls, all this stuff got put in place, and one of them was GIF. So GIF is basically, you've got to be French qualified, in effect. There are nuances, but yeah, in effect, you've got to be French qualified. So now you have to have 17 in the matchday squad that are French qualified, so GIF.
On average, right, isn't it? And this is what we're talking about.
Throughout the whole season.
Yeah, so throughout the whole season, yeah.
Brive have been bouncing along, playing 13, 14 GIF players. So that's built up this margin. And at some point, you've got to resolve that. So that game, there were a few good players not involved because they were picking guys that were French qualified. They got a good squad. They got the biggest budget in the league. They got some good players. They still won't be happy with that. It's not the reason for it. It's just that's something they're going to have to probably do a few times, especially away from home. And losing like that at Agen, though, is still pretty shocking. We can say that much.
And it means after 7 matches, Brive are outside of the playoff spots on 20 points. Van look like they're pressing their advantage. Colomiers came through a tricky win on the road away at Carcassonne, who are putting up a really good fist of it. But seeing Brive in 7th, Grenoble in 9th, and in between them Provence in 8th, it's again, it's a very long season. There's a whole lot of rugby.
It is. Everything's still really tight. Listen, Brive got a relatively easy home game next week, so they'll probably send. It's one of the smaller teams coming, and they're going to probably rest a few guys, and they'll win that game, I'd imagine, especially after what they've just done last weekend. So I'm pretty sure that they'll be bouncing up and down, yo-yoing a bit. But what you need to see from teams, especially in Pro de Deux, is that consistent ability to attack and defend, and the kicking game developing these areas and going well. Last year, Grenoble were doing it really well with whichever team they took. They were playing really well at a good level constantly. They're not doing that this year. Colomiers, only team doing that, but they've not played many big teams, we could say. Van have consistently turned up motivated, passionate, physical, all the attributes you need to be anywhere near a good rugby team they've had, but their attack's been clunky as hell. So again, they've got a lot of work to do. Provence, again, they had a good win against Nevers, but they're conceding a lot. They're beginning to score, but they're still a work in progress, very much a work in progress.
We've got 3rd v 4th this week. Valence Roman hosting Agen. Off the back of that win against Brive, they go into Valence, who, I mean, this is 2 teams that when they cut open and bust free, or whatever I'm trying to say there, they're Valence in particular, they've been like the surprise package of the league, haven't they, the last 18 months?
Yeah, definitely. I think their coaching team's done an incredible job with a team that's very low in the budgets. We put them in dark horse category because of how impressed we were with them last year. Scored a lot of points. When they're on, they're on. They score a lot of points. They haven't been quite as free-flowing this year, but in retrospect, they've shown some better ability to restrict the opposition than last year. Last year it was more about scoring more than the opposition. This year they're maybe a bit more rounded, which could go a long way if they manage to develop that attacking side back to the levels they had last year.
I'm just casting my own mind forward in the same way that a few weeks ago I was going Montauban Perpignan. I'm interested. I'm looking ahead to the end of November, and I'm just floating this one out there because there's Brive Colomiers. That looks like a good game, but the one that really caught my eye, I've heard, I haven't experienced, but I've heard about Dax and Mont-de-Marsan being feisty. It's the first time this season when they will lock horns. Tell me about that rivalry.
Yeah, Les Landes. So the Basque Country, they're very passionate. We've shown you a lot of footage on people in the Basque Country. Les Landes next door to the Basque Country, where they're nuts about rugby as well. All along the Pyrenees, they're crazy about rugby. And Les Landes, they're really, really into it. Historically, they've had two clubs like Dax and Mont-de-Marsan, they hate each other. They're like local rivals who hate each other. Brive, Biarritz, Bayonne kind of style. Liverpool, Everton style. They're not too far from each other, and the two clubs historically have always fought tooth and nail. Incredible players historically have come out of both teams. They're two small towns, so financially they can't compete anymore to stay at the top. But they're still producing rugby players all the time. Incredible players get formed there and brought there, and then other clubs buy them because they're so good. So this is a rugby heartland, and these two towns have just been for centuries fighting each other, and they do that on the rugby pitch now happily instead of a battlefield.
Maybe, you never know. If you were thinking about a French trip, maybe go and watch that one because Dax are currently at the bottom of the table, so who knows if we'll see that rivalry next year. But class. Right, well, there you go. Keep your eyes on the rugby this weekend. Me and Joe will be back to cover it off, and you can join us Thursday night for Valence Roman against Agen, our live game this week in Pro de Deux.